Okay, we are live.
Oh, I can smell the weed pouring on.
Let's move these microphones around. Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the beer show. We are live
on the interweb.
Are we live?
Hi ho.
We are live on our YouTube channel live.
Here is to our leader, Rich Lowe.
Rich
Yes,
Lowe.
Rich Lowe.
This is the send-off party.
Nice driveway.
Mr. Rich Lowe.
Where are the
the
cameras?
final
Oh, there's
show?
one. Hi, everybody.
That is the camera. If you want to look, that's where you are.
Okay. So we
What
should
is
talk
it?
at the people.
What's
Does
the thing?
anybody know does anybody know that the show's live?
No.
Okay. So maybe somebody
No.
on YouTube will stumble upon it.
Somebody with some dialing in some like old equipment somewhere.
I'll let you know when there's a viewer. I'm looking at. There's currently 0, but you know.
Okay.
It'll be there
We'll be here a
forever
while.
afterwards.
Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, there you go.
And does it?
But this will be recorded on.
It will be archived
just get
on
one?
YouTube.
What?
So this is
I
think it's probably
WRUW-FM's
me.
beer show
I think I
that
count
we've
as
been
one.
doing for the last year and a half on Friday nights at 7 o'clock on WRUW.
Know that God plays crap music. That
Satan has the better music.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like, so do you want to like go to heaven and listen to Boys to Men, or do you want to, or do you
No, that's
or do you want to go?
purgatory. That's
If you want to go to,
purgatory.
you want to go to hell and rock, and that's what WRUW is really all about. More music and fewer.
Going to
and
hell.
rock.
And
Is that
going
our new
all to
logo?
hell.
Go to hell and rock.
I'm going straight to hell.
Charles would like it.
So we're here
Yeah,
at the
Charles
Jolly
would.
Scholar, as I said, and I'm enjoying a dwarf star, which they made especially for the Earth being very closest in its orbit to the sun. I'm having a
nice,
dwarf
wow.
star. It's about a 5%
We have the list
ABV.
of beers. She gave us one at one point, right?
It was very good.
Wait a
And
minute.
it's,
Say it again.
yes.
I'm
A nice
trying to
looking
Neil
ale.
deGrasse Tyson that.
The small one.
So
The small. There you
they
go.
named it dwarf star because we are really close
Thank
to the
you.
sun. What?
Well, it was a special brew.
Off-camera help.
It is a dwarf star.
What's a dwarf star?
That is the
Our
camera.
sun.
We are
Our
live.
sun is a dwarf star.
Yes,
It's a
I have a
dwarf
display in front of
star.
me.
So it's
It
very
doesn't show up
small
on the screen.
compared to other stars.
Other stars. Like red giants, for instance.
Okay.
But a red giant is like something that's getting to the point where it's going to eventually die.
Turn into a nebula.
So I just want to
Into
point
a
out,
supernova or
we're
whatever.
on Case's campus. Bunch of nerds brew the beer. A bunch of your beers have nerd names.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it makes sense.
I would also like to say that I played Red Giant on the show like a week and a half.
Aha.
Which album? Psycho Blaster?
No, magnetic,
one more
going
nudge.
ultra, going
Oh,
magnetic.
Ultra Magnetic One sound. Because I think the first one's better.
All right.
I think if you wanted to talk about Red Giant. What
They
about
played- they
Zip
played us-
Zap? Have you played Zip Zap yet?
No, I haven't.
We don't have their
Studio-
records, I don't think. They're really good.
Red
They're
Giant
from
played it.
Sandusky and Vermilion.
Red Giant, I do believe, played
Oh, yeah,
Studio
you're allowed
Rama
to
twice.
when they
One
officially
time they
start.
were a 2 o'clock band, and then they played later.
Oh.
Another time later in the day.
How many other bands have played Studio Rama
So
twice?
I got an East Sider the last time. What's your other great beer?
Delta Samantha, Herzog,
Okay.
New Bomb Turks.
Herzog has done it twice?
Yeah.
Great beer.
This?
Yeah, her song is great.
Have we seen Scott Pickering lately?
I saw him last night at band practice.
Okay, cool.
He's awesome and ripping.
Yeah, great. I mean, he's seen it all, done it all.
The Terrible Parade, we played twice.
Okay.
Oh, I'll do that. Is that you like that? Do people like that?
Trying to come up with more. Red Giant.
take
I say.
that?
Hey, everybody.
Oh, you're not 21. Okay. I'll
Hi,
do
what's
the
your-
shape
what-
shifter. I'll do
What's
one of
what's
those.
your name?
I'm Cyan.
Cyan, look at that little box right there and say your name.
You are on shot, so say hi.
Yes,
You know, you're live to the internet, the entire world.
we're
All
on
right,
YouTube.
right now we have no viewers, but it'll still be there for eventually. It'll
You'll
still
be
there.
live from Cleveland, just like the rest of us.
It's going to be a massive show.
Yeah, it can't
Yes,
be
you are.
worse than
Yeah,
this.
yeah. If you're
you are,
between
Joe.
us, you're
I'm
in
here.
there.
Yeah,
I see you, Joe.
All right, I'm just.
Yeah, we're all there.
So were we going to do flights or just talk about the ones that we're getting?
I don't know. Does
Yes.
anybody else need to order from this young lady?
I'm set for now.
Except for now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Come on back for more airtime.
All right.
You don't have your
Do
best. We don't want your best minutes
some
end up
point
on
we
the
should-
editing room floor.
We should do like this, like the 4 small ones. All of us have.
I think we're getting shut down.
You can check it out.
And we're
That's
also
it. We're down.
we're also
Guy's got
right
a Pixie
across
shirt on.
from
He should be a studio around tomorrow.
the university hospitals.
I parked right
So
there.
there's a lot of ambulances and police cars drive by here all the time.
I got so lucky.
It's kind of just, you know,
parked
you
in the back
ignore it
lot.
after a while, you know.
All right, so should we talk about the beers that
Yes.
we're drinking
Yes.
right now?
Yes,
that's what
let's
the
do
beer
that.
show is.
Yes,
Being
we're
the
here to
beer
talk about
show.
beer
Beer.
for our viewer.
We have
Our
one
viewer.
right now.
All right,
All-
I'll start
all
up
one of
because I
them.
think I was drinking a beer here before most of you got here.
Okay.
I'm
What do you
having
have
the
there, Chris?
Jolly Scholar Porter.
Okay.
I don't remember anything about it other than it's a porter.
Okay.
Did she take our menu?
No, Joe's
Oh,
got
you
it.
have a-
Beer list
okay.
right here. I'm looking at.
Let's-
We got
let's-
Joe
wait,
back
hold on,
here.
let's look at it.
Look at
Let's
it.
look at it.
Tell us about your beer.
All right,
Yeah, see what they say.
I am
and see if you
having
agree.
the Jolly Scholar Jolly Porter.
Here, look at the camera.
Cleveland, Ohio, porter,
He's reading.
American, 5.8 ABV, 30B,
5.8.
IBU, cherry and stone fruit aroma,
I'm not getting any cherry.
or stone
No?
fruit, chocolate, which is always in there, roast flavor with just enough bitterness for the balance, just the way a porter should be. Overuse of the word just, and
You taste that in the beer. It tastes
I
too
can
much
taste
just.
that. I just tasted that, actually.
Is it a just beer?
But it's perfectly fine. I think it's a little better than the whale testicle beer we had earlier.
Yeah,
Hey now.
we did try the whale testicle beer.
Yes.
Whale testicle
What does that
and
taste like?
goat poo.
Whale testicle sausages smoked with goat dung.
Goat dung. So dung
what
is
style of
different
beer
because
was
it's
that?
dried
It's an
poo.
Icelandic beer.
It's
What-
dry poo.
It's
dried out.
Style?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
what-
kind of like a porter, and
Okay.
as far as the way it tasted, and it is. The guys were saying at that brewery, it is their Christmas ale.
Okay. I
So-
guess
I
I gotta go
tasted
there at
Christmas.
time.
Well, I don't think it's going to taste any different.
I don't know.
You'll put it on this in the case, maybe.
But you're supposed to go to Iceland, right?
Sometime,
All right.
whenever I get a chance.
Well, go there before Trump buys it.
I
'Cause
guess. Yeah.
It'll be a lot more expensive to get in once
Yeah,
you go there.
yeah. It'll be gold plated at that point.
Mhm.
Well, so and Neil,
There's another door way around the other side.
Yeah, just jump over that thing. You just walk through here
Yeah.
and watch
We
out
won't-
for
we
the
won't say
cords.
anything.
Yeah, go under.
we have some new
over.
visitors here
Nope.
at the Jolly
And just-
Scholar.
It's casual. Nobody cares.
If
We
you
have
don't
a
go
viewer.
around that side because there's cables, and you'll be streaming live on the internet if you come this way.
Live on the internet. What the hell is that?
We're on the interweb.
We're on the internet. We have a viewer.
Yeah.
Does anybody
So
care?
are you guys
We
coming in?
the
Are
one
you guys
person
coming in to have
cares.
some
Really?
beer?
Okay. For
Okay,
that
well
one
come
viewer,
on out
Thank you for being
and like
This is the
learn
beer
up
show.
on what beer you're drinking and come tell us.
This is the beer show.
If you want to review your
Yeah.
beer live
We're
on the
live
internet,
on the internet
then
right now.
you're
Live
welcome
on
to do
YouTube.
that.
Is it a beer reviewing show?
Yeah.
This is a beer reviewing
Beer,
show.
beer review show. That's right.
So
Live
your beer
radio
is
show.
okay, right?
My beer is perfectly
Solid.
fine, palatable, delicious.
Yes.
Neil,
Great
you're drinking the same
value.
thing?
I'm having the same one
Cameras
as
over there.
as a rookie on the show.
They
I'm going to
have
give my
the
strong
stout?
opinion. I am not into hops at all.
Okay.
I do not like IPUs. This is WRUW, the campus radio station.
Live, we're gonna have Studio A Rama tomorrow, right over there at the courtyard, starting at 2:00, and live
Live music
on
for 10 hours.
91.1 FM and
BYOB, no glass.
YouTube.com WRUW-FM.
And our headlining band is
Part animal.
Post animal.
Post Animal.
Post
who
animal?
is a band Post Animal, and he's not touring with the band. He's not live, but one of the members of the band is Steve from Stranger Things. The guy, the guy who works the ice cream stand, he's in that band, but he won't be here tomorrow because he's not touring with them.
They can't get any ice cream.
But
Psych.
check out your favorite internet site, Stranger Things. Find that actor. It's like he's also a member of such and such
Right,
band.
but he's not serving
He'll be
ice
there
cream
tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah. We start at 2.
Favorites?
Okay.
Yeah, these are good ones here. Cleveland has so many tremendous microbrews, and I love
34 of them.
the stouts and porters I get at the various places. Ohio City Oatmeal Stout, Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Kitka,
Oh, yeah.
Kitka from Brew Kettle.
I never liked
Platform.
Brew Kettle beer too much.
Platform had that
he's
holiday
kinda cheap.
beer where they use some of the Mally's chocolate
Same.
in their
Same way.
dark
Okay.
beers,
Great. It's fine.
so on and
They
so
did
forth.
Pheasant. They had that pheasant thing.
Yeah.
And Cleveland has a great beer scene, and I'm the
Yeah.
one man.
Have you had IPAs and enjoyed them, and then have you just become bored with the saturation?
No, as my beer tastes change, I realize
You know, is
more
it
and
like
more.
when reggae gets into like punk rock,
No.
and then you're like,
I don't think
yeah,
I
it's
just-
okay every once in a while, but I don't want to hear it all.
No,
the
it's
time.
not like I liked them and got tired of them. I just like they got sour, and I just found I couldn't drink Dortmunder Gold anymore, and I can't
Yeah.
drink
All right.
Raja
Very drinkable
anymore,
beer,
and I
very
can't
It's just
drink
the
it.
evolution of your
And then-
taste.
I was at one epiphany, one of beer epiphanies was being at the Happy Dog on the west side, and I tried my first
As in
left-hand milk
the Happy
stout.
Dog,
Oh,
unfortunately.
no,
Yes.
the left-hand
Yeah.
milk
And-
stout is like
and
to
then-
die for.
And then after that, it's like I'm only drinking this when I come here, and then I started trying other stouts.
So yeah,
Of course, Bell's has some great
Yeah,
ones.
Bell's is good,
great
yes.
brewery.
Yes.
Not
Absolutely.
Cleveland, but great brewery, and
Bell's in Michigan.
Colorado, Breckenridge Vanilla Porter, and
good man.
which is
Yeah.
also where Left Hand is out of.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's some other Fort Collins.
Well, so
has
you're
some
into
good
your
ones.
beer then. You're
Yes,
into
I am.
beer.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I've never made it on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know he likes beer.
I didn't know that. I thought
He
you
just
I thought-
doesn't like the IPAs, and we talked about that on the beer show
And
before, right?
I also drink at this point only.
Yeah.
I try to only drink Cleveland beers. If I go to a sporting
Oh,
event, I
good.
only want to drink
Yeah,
Cleveland beers.
I
There's
like
so many
that.
good ones.
Yes.
And I love the brewing rooms and the tasting rooms around town too.
Yeah.
And Happy Dog has a lot of Cleveland beers on tap at the Happy Dog, and
One-
that's a good place to go for all
And-
kinds of different things.
Being a member of
Besides that.
WRUW, whose show ends on Wednesday night at 7:30, I would often go to the Euclid Tavern Happy Dog.
Yeah,
When
He's on his
he's
camera,
like,
not
he's
our
like
camera.
nosing into the camera.
Oh, he's on his.
And Rich is doing his own little
So,
thing
look
on
at
his
that.
own.
I would often go to the Happy Dog.
What are you
Euclid
drinking?
Tavern and
I
drink
am
beer and have
drinking
some dogs after my
the
show. Isaac would show up sometimes and
the,
still be there.
Yeah, what's up with the Euclid Tavern? Has
Star.
anybody picked that up
The
yet?
Star.
No, it's closed.
the Star,
We
So,
should do it. We
Dwarf
should do
Star.
it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Let's
IPA.
put a station there.
We can go broke booking bands.
Yellow Dwarf
and
Star
like,
is what you're
Let's
drinking.
have,
Let's move
let's
the
have a
station.
studio
Yellow
around
Dwarf
there
Star.
next
yellow,
year.
yellow Dwarf Star.
Yeah.
It's not as yellow as whatever
How
you
much would a
had,
one-year lease
Move the
cost?
station.
but it's a Dwarf Star.
That'd be cool. Is there
Session.
anything going on there anymore?
Well,
I don't know
we'll
before.
destroy
I
it.
like
I
that.
think it's-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
usually when I come here before the beer show, I'll
With
have
all
one of
the
these.
action down the street. you
Oh,
think
let's
it
see
could
what they
really
say over
bubble?
here
Well, I'll
about the
tell
Dwarf
ya.
Star.
I don't know.
From
Put that
Wouldn't
down
you
for a
think so?
second.
from 1993 to 2000, I've told people those were like the best years of my life. The Euclid Tavern was happening, the old grog shop, U.S. Rocker, having a show on WRUW. Fun
Boulder
time.
riding the flaming
Great.
bicycle into the hedges.
I was
of
in
the
high school,
studio
2000. The 2000? I was in
Cops
elementary school.
shooting off M80s inside the old grog shop.
You
Boulder.
were trying to rub that
Oh,
in.
the old grog
Doing
shop when
crazy
it used to
stuff.
be right on the corner of
The
Mayfield
youth,
and Coventry.
yeah, I'm the
And
youth here.
on Monday-
I accept that at this
On
point.
Monday and
But the thing
Wednesday
is,
night,
what-
there'd be the bands here,
I'll say
and if you
something in a
didn't
second.
care for the bands here, on Monday, Wednesday night at the old grog shop would be wings and
Right,
and,
right. No, between
pizza.
the tavern and the grog, there was something you could do all the time.
Yeah. And I was back in school, so I wasn't working, so I was a poor student. Life was good.
Now, do you remember
Sleeping on the floor of an apartment, life was good.
Do you
could,
remember
could
the,
do that stuff now. I got aches and pains. I
Do you,
can't
do you
it.
remember the was it called the Red Cottage or the? There was a bar like right over there. That Stress played at a lot. Rich, anybody?
Stress,
Tavern?
harmonica player.
No, it wasn't Euclid Tavern. It was called the Cottage or the Red House or
Oh, there was
There
the
used to be a
boarding
bar
house.
called Adele's a long
the
time
Adele's
ago.
is a different place.
That's a long.
There was on the other right over there. There was the
Boarding house.
was the boarding house.
Yeah,
No,
but that
it
was a
So
jazz
the boarding
club.
house
Yeah, that was a jazz
on
club.
this-
No, this was
was
something else.
on this block.
Yeah, right.
As a
it
matter
was
of
in the
fact,
middle of
It's
it,
where
that building
Subway is basically
yeah.
now. Is
Yeah.
with the boarding
Oh.
They
house.
used to do reggae shows.
Hot
there.
and chilly.
I bet it was
the
Mr.
the
Stress
basement.
used to be there.
Remember Mike Baker used to the
It was
Cleveland
like-
Underground. Mike
Oh
Baker used to
my
book
God.
that.
Oh yeah. Which turned into the jungle
Yes.
at one point.
Yeah.
The jungle.
Okay.
Oh.
So, but you guys aren't
It's not
recalling
the boarding house.
the-
What's the one? What do they call where a
Was
a
it Cleveland
horses
Underground?
are
You're
kept?
thinking of maybe that was
The
Carriage?
jazz coach
That
house,
was the
coach
jungle.
house. It was
The
the
coach
coach
house?
house.
That's
Which
Coach
is the
house
bar
was
you
across the
fired,
street.
no?
No.
But the
But the coach house
yeah.
is before this
The
whole
Cleveland-
hospital
coach
was
house
built.
turned into.
Yeah, they used to
turn
do reggae.
into-
There was a jazz club.
Okay.
They used
Yeah.
to
Club
do
Isabella.
reggae there on Monday
It
nights.
turned into Club Isabella.
Yeah.
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 You're right.
and that used to actually also be Gooseacre's folk.
Yeah, right on.
Folk,
That was at
store.
Cornell or
Stearns
something.
I
and
think they're two
Cornell.
different
Cornell.
places,
Yeah.
two different things.
Stearns and
Gooseacres
Cornell.
used to underwrite shows on WRUW.
Oh,
So
really?
you can
Yeah.
only go live so long? Is that what's happening with this Facebook thing?
The old
No idea.
Hot and Chili
My phone conked.
Subterranean Jungle for like a year and a
Conked
half.
out.
That was great. Mike Baker booked it. Yeah,
I took too many fucking
It was
pictures.
mostly
Sorry.
local bands,
Yeah.
but Fred Fritz
It's
played
not
there
the air.
once.
You can
Really?
swear.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
saw that show.
Yeah,
I remember some.
I got him to
prestigious
autograph my record.
out-of-towner playing that.
I was like,
Don't.
"Are you a resident? Are you a resident? Are you a resident?" And he signed my record, but he didn't answer me. But yeah, that was like one of their shows that put him on the map. You
Here's
know,
the
a
Beer
non-local show,
Drinking
a national
Association
show.
member, Mel. Watch the chords, watch the chords. You can either come and sit back there or you can sit here and watch us. And we're live,
You're on
we're
the way
live,
out.
just so you know.
You've
Yeah,
had
now
you've hit your
Both
quota.
of our viewers.
Thank you for all the love and
Think we're doing
goodness
good?
that
Yeah.
you've given over the years.
So we've
I'll
talked about
continue
this
to-
guy,
to
talked about this
communicate via
porter.
Facebook.
Mel, you got to move out of the way of the camera.
Kind of talked about his. Yeah.
We're going to do some more beer show right now for all 5 of you listeners. 2.
Yeah, good to see
But
you.
we're
Thanks
also
for coming
talking
out,
some
man.
old Cleveland music history
Yeah.
on WRUW
So we're having a
stuff.
good time. We're enjoying some beers out here at Jolly Scholar. So I'm having the Jolly Scholar Yellow
Yeah, and maybe
Dwarf
well, I'll probably if I can
Star.
remember it's really
Okay,
rolling.
and they
Yellow
started
Dwarf
making this
Star.
It's gonna be good. Yeah.
when the Earth was closest
absolutely.
to
So I'll
the
do something
sun.
with that, so I'll see you.
And there might have been like
Last
a
week?
solar eclipse. No, it was during the summer.
Okay.
Might have been a big ass
There was
solar
a solar
eclipse.
eclipse
Thank
in
you. Take care.
June
It's like this
2nd,
one every year.
July 2nd, I think it was.
So here's what the Jolly Scholar Brewing Company says. Our session IPA is named Yellow Dwarf Star after the sun. While our sun is small compared to other flaming balls of gas, it outshines 90% of the
Like me,
stars
I hated Hot
in the
and
Milky
Chili
Way
back in
galaxy.
back in the day.
Flaming ball of gas.
Excuse me. We believe you will find our session IPA to outshine bigger and more well-known IPAs despite its diminutive ABV, which is alcohol
By volume.
By volume.
As opposed to IBU, which is
International
International
bitterness.
bitterness
units.
units.
And the
So
lower
you learn
the
something
better.
new. No, the higher the better.
To an
Yes,
extent.
It tastes like grapefruit.
Ah, yeah, that's tang.
I
It's
want
that
to, I
tang
want
from
to
the
show her
hop.
one that tastes like grapefruit, and then it'll blow her mind.
We
Yeah,
should
give her a
find a
grapefruit
Like
grapefruit.
an
Candy,
Elvis
she'll be like,
juice, something like that. That's just
Yeah.
grapefruit.
Yeah. So that's your homework for tonight is to find something that Carol will absolutely hurl on.
I wouldn't say tonight because we're the.
Well, it's your homework for tonight, but you don't have to like fulfill your homework. There's no due
You
date
want
on your
her to
homework.
hurl? on a-
Well, no, she's like, no. Here's what'll happen.
Is there one
She's
of those
like,
pina
she'll
colada
do-
beers
here's
left?
what she's gonna do.
I have them in the cooler.
You drink it. That's what she's gonna do. So we're all for that. That's
a
good.
cheap date.
So who's got the next? The next Jolly Scholar beer
I guess-
is Isaac.
Isaac.
Isaac has a funny looking glass with a very. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's
Can't even see.
He's got a
hazy.
funny looking dog on a t-shirt.
Cloudy.
It's very hazy, very yellow, very yellow.
It is the. It did not begin with a W. It's a Belchant, I believe. Belchant. Belicient. Belchant. Hazy, pillowy IPA with pronounced notes of tropical fruits and citrus. So Jolly does a, they do a lot of IPAs.
I'm gonna get one of these. I'm gonna
They, I mean,
Everybody does though.
they cater to people my age or younger, like college students. They do a lot of IPAs. This one I haven't had, so I got it. It's good. Like
Oh,
everything I have here is good. It's $4 a glass, super cheap. It's worth it.
What did you get about like it's a 13-ounce glass and it's coming in 20
no,
glass.
like it's not the best thing I've ever had in my life, but it for $4, it's
solid.
pretty good.
It's solid.
I've never been disappointed here.
Yeah. And I would have to say the thing about the Dwarf Star is, before the beer shows on Fridays, I get out of work at 5, roll in, do my business station, and then I like to come here and sample the
Yeah,
ingredients.
I've noticed Do some homework before the beer show.
Well, I just do my homework here because it's so easy. Now, one thing we should mention as the beer show, Isaac mentioned that there are 34 different brewers, microbrews in Cleveland.
25 miles from downtown Cleveland.
And these
And-
guys are considered one of them,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
They started
Yes,
brewing
I
here
was-
about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and you can get a Cleveland brewery passport,
Right.
a beer passport. You go to every brewery in the book, and they stamp you. You only need to have one beer. You can do a flight like sometimes we do.
It has to be food, like anything by food, merchandise, or beer, but beer is what you want to do.
Right. I mean, it's a brewery passport. That's the idea. Get your passport stamped. Then, my understanding is there's 34. After you get 8,
In 2034?
No,
no, there are 34 different brews. But after you get 8 stamps, you visit 8 of these breweries. You go downtown to the Visitors Bureau, show them your little passport with 8 stamps, and you get this way cool bottle opener.
things have changed. That was last year.
That was last year.
So last year was 8 for the bottle opener, which is like a solid aluminum thick, like bottle opener.
Similar to ours.
WRUW's is
WRUW
better.
one.
Ours is better.
And then after
It's cool.
after all 30, you get a hat, which I literally got the other day. It's a photo of it. It's like a really nice like
to the
Cleveland
camera.
script hat. Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to show up on
A
camera.
Cleveland script hat.
Yeah. This year,
You'd
after
say,
8,
like I drink beer.
after 8 you
Yeah.
get
Coming out
coasters.
alcoholic or
It's
something
a
like that.
pack of Cleveland coasters.
Stumble after
Okay.
the-
20, you get a pint glass.
Okay, 20 for a pint.
34, you get a T-shirt with. They say it's like celebrating beer in the city. So I'm hoping it's like all the breweries on the front or whatever. But yeah, so this year they've upped the ante. Last year was super successful. They had 2,000 people complete it.
Free. You can just go to any of the participating breweries, and you can get your passport. Just ask them for one. The barkeep
Yeah.
will give you one.
I'm going to
Yeah.
ask before I
Stamp
leave
it.
tonight.
Yeah,
You
really
should
happy
get
with it.
one.
I
There you
should.
go. Joe is going to get a passport.
gonna do
tonight.
it.
You can do that too if you're in
Right around the
Cleveland.
back. Yeah, you're good.
You can also mail it to them if you don't want to walk in their
Yeah,
place,
but
and they
it's
can
like
mail
you're
back
going to
to
be
you.
downtown. You're coming down for a baseball game, a football game, a basketball game,
Or you live there.
or you live there downtown. You know, it's a very hip, cool place for the millennials to live now.
for
It's
me.
downtown.
You know, one of my favorite comedy clubs is downtown. It's called First Energy Stadium.
Hey, so this guy. So
I always like to diss the Browns from the stage of Studio Rama because we're almost always like the day before the opener.
You know the day before the opener.
true.
Right. So there's this guy.
This
Right,
year
we
you
play
won't
the
be able to
Titans,
be
I
as
think.
effective.
There's this
Saturday.
guy.
I went to the
Right?
0-16 parade. I was at that parade.
Right? So there's this guy,
Heck yeah,
and
man. Wouldn't
he's
miss
going
that.
to a Browns game, and he forgets something. So he stops at a drugstore. There's a drugstore like on 9th and Euclid, and he parks right there, and he puts his tickets on the dashboard and runs into the drugstore to get whatever he has to get. Comes back out, his window's smashed. Somebody left him 2 more tickets.
So you guys want to do like a flight?
Oh, well, we should talk to what was her name?
I'm just gonna have one more. of my-
what's
I'm
her
like
name?
ready. I
Cheyenne?
can have like another
Right
beer. I don't
Yeah,
know.
When you
yeah,
get a
let's do
chance.
something
All right,
different.
let me see the list.
What's
Okay,
a
do your thing.
flight?
Maybe
is
a
like
flight is good.
let
We
me
got a
see
long
four.
day tomorrow.
Let's
We're
ask
gonna-
her-
four.
Ask for a top 4.
Can I see the
What's
list?
your reference
Top
for a
four.
top 4?
I'm
And
just
then
gonna
get that.
I'm just gonna have one.
You're
more.
done?
So
Okay.
you
No,
do
I'm
alcohol.
gonna
You
have
have
one
one more
more
beer?
of mine. and then
Okay,
come
yeah.
The
back.
top 4
Yeah,
flights
you
like
just
one
wanna
beer
stop.
over 4.
So what's really good? What's
I'll-
the
I'll-
best?
I want to have one of those.
So-
What's the best beer?
We want to do
No,
a top
top
4.
four.
What do you recommend? No pressure.
You're on the
And
spot.
the fact that you're on the internet shouldn't affect anything.
But I'm not 21, so I can't give recommendations. I can give like the top 4 that my customers order the most.
That would work.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
That's all
So
you top
other
4.
than the ones that I've already given you guys, because I know the East Sider and the Shake Shifter are definitely up there.
Okay.
Okay, both of those.
Both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, they're both gone.
Trying to read the other side.
They're good. The Shake Shifter, not so
The
great.
White IPA is
Didn't
also
like it.
classic.
How about
Okay.
the Fest beer?
The Fest beer's good, yes.
like to try
It's been
that.
on the menu. It's one of the newer ones.
Okay.
That's going to be one of the what they call a
So
seasonal
we would
beer.
get like 2,
Seasonal.
4,
Yeah, kind of like an
6 of these?
Oktoberfest
Is it
kind of
light?
thing. It's
Yeah.
what you-
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
have one
yeah,
more
yeah,
of the
yeah.
porters.
I would
like
say-
that.
Dark Porter.
Neil's out. Do you want to do a flight with us?
Fest, I just want to do a fest beer, the smaller,
You're not gonna do a
smaller.
flight.
So the four of us will
I
do
mean,
a
a flight is like
Yeah.
a beer over split in 4 glasses.
Yeah, but it's like,
So maybe we should put.
Not
Oh, yeah, that
7,000
hops
beers.
are going to be in
yeah,
there.
I mean, I got
so-
one I
Can we
like.
can we put one? Can we
have like a set
Flights?
flight. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just build your own. It's
Okay.
$1.50 per
Yeah.
whichever.
That's cool.
right. So I think we should.
I have a
put
We
one
all
on
get the
flight.
same thing.
So
You like this
I
one?
wish we could have an episode where we just like
not
talk
W,
about
these are the B,
torturous
this is the last beer on
Browns
the menu.
losses.
Okay.
That's what I would like to have.
Let's call the
Hazy
Torturous
IPA?
Browns
Yeah.
Losses show.
Well, can we have an episode?
I
of
vote
the
for
beers?
the fest beer.
So
That's
let's do some
like that.
rearranging
That's
of the
most
seating
of the
and move Joe.
Belly cheats.
Since we're gonna
Yes,
do
that one.
flights,
That's how you pronounce it,
this is
okay.
like the big part of the show, main part of the beer
It's gonna
show.
be
Big
big.
show.
Let's move
Big
It's
show.
gonna be
Laura.
big.
Neil
So we want to taste
and
that, or
Joe
you wanna full
out
belly cheats?
of this area and bring in the.
Around California,
God,
everybody's doing their
so-
thing. You're
I'm
moving
so
and grooving.
destined
You
for
can
that.
really cook on the road as long as it's not backed up during rush
I
hour.
want to retire and be
then
Wade
forget
when
about
I
it.
grow up.
But
Yeah.
California driving
Just
is
like
beautiful
wanna be
to
Wade?
look at.
Yeah.
And
God
there's
damn
all
it!
this stuff around, and it's very,
Exactly.
very cool.
Fuck shit,
So yeah, I
fuck
love
shit.
California driving.
You stupid son of a-
Well, you know.
That's Wade. You're talking about Wade, our music director.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, I didn't
the
mean to
thing
do that
about
in the middle of your
my
talk.
I
experience.
told
and-
him, I had my kids down here one time. I said, dude, you cannot fucking talk like that in front of my kids. What are you doing? And so he was like, oh.
Only I can.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
talk
talk
like
like
that.
that.
I didn't swear.
We're not-
I said,
it's not
I
the
said,
air. We
yeah,
can-
I said,
we
you
can swear.
can't talk like that in front
All right,
of
so
my
what
kids.
we
I
should
gave-
do before the I don't want to put a damper on this conversation, but what we should do right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Talk to the
Talk to
beer
the
is
beer.
Talk
talking.
to the beer.
Let's
True
rearrange.
beer talk.
Let's everybody get up and let's rearrange and get the flight beer people in the center of the table
I'll
here.
send you pee. I'm gonna go pee.
And I
Go
think
to
it's,
the bathroom.
Wanna
It's
pause
over.
this?
And
Are
we're
you
gonna-
pausing
gonna-
this?
What?
No, you just let
No,
it
it's
go.
good.
so
Oh,
we're
I
gonna
love
do
it.
a little house cleaning
I
here.
did, I did
It's
the
the
Friday
internet.
night all night show for 20 years.
Here's some waters.
So for 20 years, I gave Wade a wake up call every week. At
Oh,
five-
wow.
five
You called
or
him on the
six-
phone?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Every week.
Or you got him up off the couch.
No, he would come in from home, and he'd show up at 5:59, and if like that first or second or third album or CD or whatever wasn't there, fuck that, God damn it, it was here last week,
Yeah.
God damn it, fuckers can't file anything, shit. Yeah, it's like
You know the thing is about when you listen to Wade's show,
He doesn't talk like that.
Can you see it on there?
naturally
That? Yeah.
calm
He's like,
person.
yeah, he's like your next door
How
neighbor
many-
in a radio
Oh,
show.
it's like
He's
your-
like Mr. Nice Guy.
How many
And
viewers do
then
we have?
we just
Six?
heard this song.
One.
And this is so wonderful.
Well,
Now
that's
we
me
can
at
next song.
WRUW. Like when they would have the people viewing, I'd say, there's
Can't tell.
180 people listening to the show right now. It's no, 210. Now 210 are listening. There's a guy in Belgium, and he's listening right now in Belgium.
yeah, I
We
rarely.
have 3 people in Greece, and I would create this whole like image that there was something gigantic happening when there would only really
That's
be
called, you're a
like,
hype man.
6 people. I was a hype
18
man.
people in
Exactly right.
Antarctica.
Yeah, Antarctica, and this is incredible. I mean, this is great. There must be a scientific study going on in Antarctica
Yeah.
where they're listening to this show.
You don't have to be honest on the radio.
I'm watching
No.
the, I'm watching the
Fucking lie.
levels
It's part of the
while I
fun.
do
Fucking
this.
lie.
One of the things that,
It's
that we like to do
imagination.
on radio is create not only a soundscape but an image of something that is going on in your mind. And I do this on Halloween in my Halloween show.
Ooh.
Where
Create an image.
I
you do a
broadcast from
Witchfinder
the
General.
cave,
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
and I have bats, and
In your
there's a lot
mind?
of that. Yeah. Oh, they eat. You have no idea how tremendous my bats eat.
Great.
But they
In
only
your
come out.
belfry?
The WRUW bats only come out on Halloween night when I do my Halloween show. But that's part of like the magic of radio is that we create this image and the soundscape for you to listen to and enjoy, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I get what you're talking about. But you haven't lived until you've seen our CD ripper machine throwing CDs at Wade. Now that is
God damn it!
that, that is classic. It is absolutely classic. So Rich, why don't you guys all like move down this way a little bit, and we're gonna get our flights here.
Yeah, cluster.
Well, I mean, we're like good on the camera angle here.
Well, I mean, like to get us all like front and center, like kind of thing.
I'm good. I'm
I mean, it's you and Isaac. I think we're good.
It's like right
You
about
see the
here.
monitor?
Well, Rich is like we always see
Super wide.
side of your face instead of front of your
Oh, you
face.
want to see the front of his beautiful
Yeah, because
face?
like if you look at the camera, like we only just see like the.
Well,
never,
want to
you
get your
know.
face closer into our
So-
Yeah,
faces.
there you go. There you
Give
go.
me your face, man.
There you go.
Give me face.
Let me,
So should we keep talking about beer or WRUW?
well, both of those.
All those things.
will say-
Some replenishing vital liquid.
This is your sample.
Cleansing of the palate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
You know what the best food for that is? Ginger.
Is it
Ginger
clean?
cleanses the palate.
Yeah.
I like ginger.
And I've read that a carbonated water cleanses your palate more than a non-carbonated water.
Believe that.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's yours.
These are
Maybe it's like those scrubbing bubbles, on the television.
rubbing bubbles. Yeah, I think this will work out a little
I
better.
love this jingle.
Yeah, this
thing.
is such a wonderful
that's
night.
right.
I
Yeah.
want to just keep hanging out, but we got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, some of us have to work.
And some of us
See
were
the
up at
flights, I
5.
wanted to see.
I don't know if you saw some of the timestamps of those emails I've been sending. They're like, pre 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I've been working a lot these days.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work to put together Studio Rama. Once again,
And you got to dodge traffic court and the job and
Traffic
this
court?
and that. Yeah, I was in a car
Traffic
accident a few
court.
weeks ago.
Wow. Crap.
That sucked. Alcohol was not a factor. I was on my way to the
Good.
I was on my way to the devotional and I got in a car accident.
Isaac, I'm in. Good.
So Devo
What?
is the
I'm in
problem.
good.
You're good.
I was probably
You're on the
distracted by
edge.
listening to Devo on the way there because I was
Was it?
the one at fault.
so
Oh, shit.
while
Hit
we're
somebody
waiting,
from behind.
for our
Probably
flights to
distracted by
come,
Devo.
This is Bud Light.
I blame Mark
This is
Mothersbaugh.
Bud Light.
here we are. Let's hear it for Bud Light.
Bud Clear.
Yeah. This is actually
You're gonna head out?
190 proof.
Soon. I
Soon.
ordered another beer.
Oh, okay, you're
She's
waiting
coming.
for it.
Yeah.
We ordered
Bud Light
20
Clear.
beers, so you know.
It's gonna take a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Now let's go
I'll be
around the
happy to
table
look at
here.
'em.
For those of you just joining us on the beer show, let's start out here with
All
our
of you.
former and continuing supporter of WRUW, Joe.
Hi.
Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am myself. Longtime beer drinker, longtime WREW person. Did a show on Friday nights for a million years until about 12 years ago. I think I
10?
retired it.
10?
No, it was 07.
Oh,
Yeah, 12 years.
wow.
But who's counting, right?
I thought it was 10. Okay.
No.
Now you feel older.
Yeah. God, do I feel old. So I'm still active volunteering at the station. I'm still drinking beer like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, and I'm about to get another beer here shortly, I think. So,
Joe.
and I'm going to be volunteering at Studio Rama tomorrow. I'll be here for
September
many
7th.
many hours.
We'll be there starting
Not
live.
sign up.
You
It's okay.
slacker!
It's okay.
Yeah.
There's your demerit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
You're working off for your next show.
We have Neil.
Neil.
from
Neil Darewaves.
That's right. Neil, host of the show Darewaves. Also, long time and still going. Staff member of WREW, number 4 on the seniority list.
So Neil, your first show was in
83.
1983.
83, 4 to 6 a.m.
And then
Saturday morning.
4 to 6 a.m.
83. I
then you
AP'd the
did
fall of 82.
And
I
from
think it was
there,
Friday night. I was on Friday night with Bill Peters.
Yeah.
Bill
Wow.
Peters
Yeah.
sacrificed heavy metal time for my show.
Wow.
wow.
That was
Yeah, well, that's right.
course,
I
you guys
bumped
know-
into him at the Alice Cooper concert about a
so
month or
great.
two
Yeah,
ago.
he's
And we're like the same
huge,
age
Alice Cooper.
and same longevity. And
Yep.
we were
Good
walking
guy.
and walking back to our cars just talking radio. So yeah, I started at 4 to 6 a.m. Saturday morning. Then it became 2 to 4 a.m. right after Jim Zabo. And then after that, they couldn't find anybody to be on after me. So it was me, between me and I was between Jim Zabo, ended at 2. Wade came in maybe 6, maybe 7, something
Right.
like that.
College
Did that for a
radio.
long
This is
time.
like mid 80s then. We were at 1,000 watts.
Yep,
on
no
WRUW-FM.
downloading of shows, 1,000 watts. Still
we
had a
got
lot
up to
of
Cleveland Heights,
still got a
basically.
lot of calls. It was a weekend night, so the bars were closing during my show. I got lots of calls. phone sex, death threats, you name it.
Yeah.
I had it. You know.
Which one did you prefer?
Phone sex and death threats. That sounds like a song for a heavy metal band.
No, that's a country song.
Okay, it's a country song, yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta have something about your mama.
Wow,
She gave you both of those. Phone sex and death threats.
Then eventually in the 2000s, I moved away from all night to Wednesday evenings, actually like 7:30 or 8 till 10 p.m., replacing Joe Banks' Rhythm Magic, if anybody remembers that show.
Yes.
Remember that,
When
yeah.
he got married and left, then I finally moved into that time slot. And then AP McGee and Stella were before me, and Stella, rest her soul, God bless her, she passed away, and AP moved on, and the person who was on from 5 to 6 graduated. The person who was on, Stella and AP were on 6 to 7:30. That both opened up at the same time.
And that's where
That's
you're
when
at.
I moved into that slot, and I've been there since about 7-8 years. now.
Wednesdays, Neil Dearwaves,
5 to
5
7:30.
p.m. to 7:30. There you have it. We have
And then
Isaac.
following 7:30 is my show.
That's right,
conveniently.
on Wednesdays. Can you believe
7:30
it?
to 8:30.
All right.
My show is called Skinny Jeans, spelled Genes, because I'm a nerd.
Right.
I do,
Goes with the Case Western Reserve motif.
and all the beers we've had tonight, we do like pop punk music, so like Green Day, Blink-182, or like the kind of like godfathers
Real
of the
fast.
genre. Fast, loud, aggressive.
It
Yeah.
was really funny about listening to Isaac's show. And by the way, any of our shows on WRUW, you can listen to after the show on our website. We have 2 weeks of archives thanks to Isaac.
2 weeks, not just one.
Not
2
just
weeks.
one, but
That is
Wow.
that is the legal maximum we're
What
allowed
an
to do.
innovation! 2 weeks.
But when Isaac's
God bless
songs
America.
are so fast that he talks fast between songs
So
when
I'm-
he talks about the
I'm
song.
pretty sure Neil and I do the same amount of songs every week. Just your songs are like 8 minutes long. My songs are 2
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
long.
I do 4 songs that are like 2 minutes in a length in a row, and I like have to go lie down on the couch like next to Wade or something. You know, I just can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah.
I do like
I do a couple short songs like give me that Skinny Puppy extended mix, 9 minutes, and I can catch my
I
breath.
do like 16, 18 songs in an hour.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Fast.
It's unbelievable.
I-
Mine are 3 minutes and like 10 seconds each.
Yeah.
That's a good length.
A typical song of mine is 4
It's
to
like
5
doing a
minutes.
Beatles show, you know, except faster.
My songs are anywhere
I'm
from 10
wondering.
seconds to 30 minutes.
So, Radio
Yeah.
Children.
What, AC are the short
Radio
songs?
Children, Metal at Midnight in Cleveland. I kind of inherited the show after the radio child herself, Laura, graduated, and I said, well, wait a minute. Saturday night, Cleveland, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame City, and we're going to play what? Experimental? What? Indie rock? What? No,
Wrong
we're going
with
to rock.
experimental. What's wrong with
So we
experimental?
carry on
Plates,
the
Robin
tradition.
Here comes a lot of beers. I think it's for us. As the people out here on the patio.
Saturday nights,
tray of
midnight
beer.
to 2 a.m. Radio Children. I will not be there this week. My AP,
Look at all this beer.
former AP, not Rachel, will be there. Chris,
So-
Chris, of course, you guys all know Chris. 3 Left Turns, right?
Well, whoever's there might know who I am. 3 left turns before what was Rich's spot.
3 left
Hey.
turns.
He's
Is
getting
there-
the
Left turns.
tasters right now.
Okay.
3
These
left
are yours.
turns.
What did I
Both
get?
yours.
What did I get?
You got the
The
fest
not
beer.
taster.
Beer.
Fest. Yes.
Who's got the tasters?
The 4 of
And I
us.
play
There's a group.
freeform,
There's a cluster
and
over
it's
there.
a total cluster F.
And so we're
All of us are getting all
Actually,
4.
I'm
So
not
just.
in the air. I can say clusterfuck.
Yes,
You
you
can.
can say any kind of.
I know. I out of habit
Bust
said
a plug.
AC for short songs.
Come on over, Tanya. Thank you.
6,000 beers.
All right, so like
Who's
what we
paying attention?
learned,
What we got going?
what we
This is
learned
the.
was that we
Go
should
ahead.
go from light to dark.
Maybe.
We should ask the manager.
Lightweight to heavyweight.
What's your recommendation?
Melody cheats.
Yeah.
These are the white IPAs.
What's your what should we drink them in? What's your ideal
Preferred order.
order?
21, I can't
You-
drink.
And he's a manager.
Everybody's saying that. That's
Welcome to a
What?
college
It's like-
bar.
And you're allowed
Beer.
to serve beers.
I remember.
You gotta be over 19.
Okay.
I remember when
But you're not allowed to like push the cash register and take the transaction, right?
I
we getting
I
our
got to the
beers
point at
mixed
the
up here?
station.
Yeah, they're all
Rich,
crazy.
I want Rich to listen
We
to
can
this
look by color.
since he's been on the air as long as I have.
So is
I remember-
this yours then?
Is that
This is me. Next one.
No.
I meant
no.
three.
You each have 3.
yeah.
Last one I got was a
So this is 3. Okay, we're good. Yeah, wait.
It kind of looks good.
Rich, since
Yes.
Rich and I have been on the air, Rich
the
Lowe,
other row.
at the same time, there was a point where I remember thinking like around 20 years, like, wow, I've been on the air longer than like
Thank you so much.
longer than like some of my APs. I've been on the air longer than some of my APs or some of these freshmen are alive. Now it's like now it's like their children are.
That's true.
Isn't that unbelievable?
It is. It is.
That
They're like radio
Well, they'll
children.
talk about their parents, and
Kinda?
I'm older than their parents are. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of a weird
Yeah.
thing. But
yeah, that's
you know,
right.
I think
Trying to
that's
see if
good.
there's
That's
a
what I was
stark
going to say
difference.
before with
I'm trying to,
Isaac
like,
here is that
illuminate
to
the
hang out with
colors of
Isaac is cool because he's, you know, I could be his father, and I'm not saying that as a joking way, but to hang
Literally,
out with Isaac,
you're
Sorry, Isaac,
younger. You're
but-
older than my father.
am I older
You
than
might
five?
be.
Yeah.
You might be.
So
Yes,
then
you
obviously
are.
I am
Barely,
too.
but yes.
Obviously I am
it's,
too.
It's a cool thing to be with people like that. Like my coffee shop is Copper Moon downtown at the Statler, and everybody is in their 20s and early 30s, and I hang out with all these guys, and it's like you're not. It's like my age doesn't matter at all. And WRUW is one of those weird places where when you work at WRUW, it doesn't account for listening, but when you work, it's like an environment where you really kind of learn and you stay young. You know, they say
I-
forever young, but
I totally believe
elements of
in.
that's true.
I totally believe in
Isaac
being
might
involved in
disagree,
this
but-
organization with all these
I feel
younger
like
people.
I
keeps
keeps
us
like a
young.
student when I'm at the station, and I
We're
graduated
like
2 years
vampires.
ago. Yeah.
And I,
As in,
We'll
you have to
never
be out at
age.
night.
and I also go to the sci-fi marathon every year at Case for the same reason,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
to,
that's
to,
like
to,
a-
to suck their blood.
A lot
Yes.
of these ideas, like some kids, I got my hair cut yesterday, and these kids were talking about claw. There's no law if you're with the claw or something like that. And do you know about this?
The White Claw?
You're probably the only one that knows.
Well,
Anybody
White-
else know what I'm talking about?
White-
Except
White-
for me and Isaac.
White Claw is like the big seltzer
Yes,
that
you got
everybody.
it.
Right,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like sold out now. It's hard to
Yes.
even get anymore.
So that's what these kids were saying. This is the thing. This is the thing. You got to drink this White Claw crap. So
Yeah, back
I'm going
in
to
the
buy
d-
some of it. I'm going to drink it.
Yeah,
I've
well,
had
But if
some.
I hadn't been around young people, I wouldn't be doing it.
So, what I had earlier, the
Bella Cheat.
Bella Cheat.
So it's Bella Cheat. What is it?
What is that?
Tell us about it.
IPA, Cleveland, Ohio. IPA,
Cleveland.
New England
I'll
style.
drink to that.
6.9 ABV, 65 IBU.
Okay, so it's
Say goodnight.
Should be bracing.
Hazy and pillowy.
I enjoyed it when I had
Pillowy.
it. Oh, I'm still not
Pillowy.
myself.
Man.
Oh my God.
That's
bad.
like
Don't waste the beer.
hazy and I can see the pillowy.
Crabber spilled beer, right?
What does
know that
what
I
does
like
pillowy mean in taste?
fluffy.
I think
Bit- bit-
Like, I mean, yeah.
Is
it's
it like
doesn't-
light on the
it doesn't-
tongue?
it's not
What is
it's
this,
not
a
like
wine
biting
show?
and-
Yeah,
What is
it's the
this?
same thing.
See the Italian
Welcome to
pie
the wine show.
I drink
After
wine,
Rich
and I'm
leaves,
like trying to deal with all these wines. It's a wineries everywhere. It's every state is a wine state,
What
and
is
now I got to deal with beer and wine. And
Look, I
oh
mean,
my God!
Wait till you
read
get
some of the
bourbon. You'll be-
reviews
Oh
on
my
the
God!
records.
And coffee. Oh, all these gourmet coffees from all around the world. It's like I
Read-
can't
read-
keep track of anything.
Tell me
There's
you,
too much.
you can make sense of anything as far as record reviews. I don't care if it's the Scene or Cream or Rolling Stone. What the hell? They have
Cream,
these
you're
guys
showing
on?
your
Cream.
age, cream.
So-
It brings up cream.
Thoughts?
Hey,
You know, like Hit
actually,
Parader
Trouser
or
press.
actually,
Cream.
I want a flight. Can Boy Howdy be one of my choices?
Yeah, right.
Boy,
Yeah.
howdy.
Thoughts? What do you think of it?
I think it's good.
I think it's delicious. It's pillowy and hazy.
That was a really slurred.
It's a good way to get drunk.
This is how I feel.
Welcome
right
to
about
a
now.
campus bar.
Yeah.
A
I'd
good
say
way to
it's
get
pillowy
drunk.
in the sense
So-
that it's really not a punchy. It kind of is. It's got a soft
Yeah.
mouth.
It's
yeah.
got that kind of very
Like an
hoppy-
Orange Julius.
Orange Julius of
Wow.
beers.
I need to refresh my memory
Okay,
on that.
you're done.
So
You never had an Orange Julius? It's pillowy.
lift. So this reminds me of the Lakeshore Fog. That's what this reminds me of. That's why I wanted to taste it because it's not quite there. I think the Lakeshore Fog is a little more like lemony, a little more hoppy, and a little more foggy. But I
Awesome.
like it. I like it. You know, I'm an IPA guy. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the foggy, hazy
Fog.
beers.
So
Here's
it's
to the
kinda-
fog.
I'll give it a
So
problem,
when
man.
you decide, when you come to a
All
decision,
three of these look exactly the same.
all right, rock and roll
You know,
pun
this is-
time.
this is
Rock and
fast
roll
beer.
pun time.
This smells
When-
like honey.
Chris, rock and roll pun time. When you come to the decision to buy that, is that a foggy notion?
Could be.
Okay,
Is
so
that a
Yeah.
song by
Well, I'm
like
gonna have
CCR
a sip
something?
of my
Foggy Notion?
light beer.
Come
from
on,
there.
you're killing me. You're killing me if you're.
I'm doing.
I know you're bullshitting
This
me.
one is next. So try to
What's that?
color.
What is it?
This I believe is
The
the.
next latest.
Is it the fest?
I think this is the fest.
That's the color. The color is there. This is
Oh,
the
so this is
fest.
going to be the Oktoberfest. We should expect some kind of spicy, kind of
I thought- I
pumpkin-y.
like
No,
this.
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
the one
no,
that's
it's
gonna
not
choose
pumpkin-y.
that beer myself.
I do smell a little more spice than like.
Yeah, it's interesting.
God, I love Studio
This is
Rama.
more of a.
Oh, this is what Joe's having.
And we're not even
Should we
there
You
yet.
smell honey?
It's like
Yeah,
we're just
really
getting ready
smell
for it, and I'm
a lot
already
of
like
You smell-
enjoying it.
So, Rich,
This is what
next
I'm
year,
drinking.
Rich, next year you're gonna do
I
the
don't know
Studio
if that's what
Free
I'm
Studio
drinking.
Rama reggae party again.
I'll do that if they let me.
I don't know. I
This
can't. I'm
fucking,
crying
this is
out.
fucking rules.
Yeah.
This rules right now.
Okay,
You
this,
need one of those little flight bars.
we do. I'm surprised
Yeah.
we don't have those.
I'm surprised they don't have it. God knows they're printing all these tiny glasses, but they
tart.
don't
It
have a
says
piece
it's
of
tart.
wood or holes
Yeah.
in it.
And
Yeah.
there's literally a letter 200 feet from them that they have access to as a student.
We should go over there and cut some laser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
It's a lot of
Here.
fun. I really enjoy
My
going to Think
compliments.
Box. It's a lot of fun.
Changed to live from Cleveland.
And live from Studio A was Saturdays 2 to 3 p.m.
Right.
So that's why Studio A
And
Rama
that
is
was at
Saturday
least
2
till,
p.m.
like 91 or 92 before it moved to Thursday night.
And there was a time
Maybe.
when there was
Don't
Being
know.
there forever and then.
It's Friday night.
Oh,
Hey,
geez, I never
he's
know
back,
when to walk
and
in.
better than
Did
ever.
we know what we just drank?
No, I don't know what these three differences are. They're all the same color.
Keep
What
coming. You're right
happened?
in the way. You're right in the way.
What
This is
happened?
the
What happened?
Well, they tied
The
it up,
fest.
but it's
It's
like
the fest beer we're
They're just
drinking.
struggling. They're just struggling.
We're doing a better.
Struggle.
But
I
it's
think we're doing the
two-
best
two
we
guys
can.
Who,
managed
what?
to tie it up.
Who?
They're playing the twins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
Spanish.
crucial stuff.
I think
Yeah.
the
Indians.
fest is like
Indians.
not as
Oh,
spicy
the
as I thought it would be.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
fest is.
It's like they have to
supposed to be
win
like an
every
Oktoberfest
game in
kind of
order to get into the
beer.
playoffs or something.
So next
crazy.
beer,
Oh,
next
yeah,
beer
yeah.
is
They'll get
the
knocked
wheat
out of
beer.
it.
Wheat beer is next.
It's getting
No, is this
getting crucial.
wheat
Right?
beer?
Unfortunately,
so.
unfortunately, I will be in Florida next week, so I'm
I think
missing
we're
the
way out of order.
baseball
Yeah,
game.
that's,
That bums
I
me
think,
out.
I think
'cause
we're way out of order.
I did go to
Actually,
that
I
one
think I
a
have
couple
two
years
in the
ago
same
that we all
order.
went to when we got the Corey Kluber jerseys.
Hey, you know that's a hot mic.
I went to that. Come on
okay,
in,
so I
man.
got a wheat
Yeah,
beer.
there you are. You're in.
Okay,
You're
all
in.
right, it's a wheat beer.
Yeah,
One
no,
of Rich
it's-
Lowe's listeners right here. A Rich Lowe long-time
Yeah.
listener.
Oh, man.
Rich, you have a listener.
Yes, that's Dennis. Long time.
Dancing Dennis.
Dancing Dennis.
Yeah.
Dancing Dennis is in the podcast or in the,
This is the Jolly
video stream.
Scholar Jolly American Wheat Beer. It is a
So what do we think of
American
the fest beer?
pale wheat,
I liked it.
5.1% ABV.
It's
30
beer.
IBU.
Yeah.
Melon and
But there's
citrus
different
aroma
types of
flavor
beer.
Yeah, there's so many.
And I will say this, Rich, this Rich.
Pair with fruit, yeast, and spicy wheat for a refreshing brew any time of the year. I don't have my glasses.
Spicy.
So, I'm not a big fan of wheat beers myself, personally, but
I'm with you
I
there.
like
No,
Market
I do
Gardens.
like wheat beers.
Wheat beer.
And I do want to say,
that dryness kind of.
I do want to say that you guys were talking about the fruity
My nose
beers
is
and not
fried.
being too into them.
Uh-huh.
But last weekend I went to Pizza Vero by, by Cedar and Fairmount.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any dark beers. But I wanted beer with my pizza, so I got a Market Garden, the Citrano wheat beer.
Citramax?
Yeah, that was excellent.
Yeah.
It was
Citrus
excellent.
Max is an IPA.
No, well, then maybe that's the wrong one. But it was a wheat beer that had a touch of orange in it,
Okay.
and it was excellent. It was
And that was by who?
Prosperity.
Market Garden.
Market Garden from Akron.
No, maybe it is. No,
Market
maybe it is.
Garden's
No,
West
you're right.
25th.
Oh, okay. Oh, Market Garden. All right, I'm sorry.
Prosperity is their wheat beer that they're known for.
But this one had like an orange flavor.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was Prosperity
Quaker Steak
or
and Lube?
a one-off or some other special one. It was excellent. I had a couple of those with my pizza. Life was good.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Yeah, I've had that before.
And then I went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Great movie.
What an evening!
Oh,
Good
yeah.
pizza, good
I was
beer.
ready to watch that a second
Is that the
time.
one about all the dwarves in Wizard of Oz?
No, it's about Charles.
Oh, that was over the
Manson.
rainbow.
About Charles Manson, man. I went out and bought my champion Sparkplug shirt. I bought 2 of them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was about
the.
it was about the
Yeah.
Tate LaBianca murders, but it's got a happy ending.
Yeah, it's great.
Really?
Yes.
I loved it. Loved it.
Yes, it was a
Give
lot of
I
fun.
gave it an
Saw it
A.
at the Cedar
It
Lee
was
Theater.
bizarre.
Saw it at the Cedar Lee Theater. Good beer, good pizza, good movie at the Cedar Lee.
I had to change my antenna.
Cleveland
Just
rules.
jumped right
You know
up
what?
and went,
There's
jumped
always
rules.
something to do in Cleveland. I don't care what
Cleveland
day,
rocks.
what
Cleveland-
night, you can find something to do. There's a blues jam every night in Cleveland. There's movies, there's clubs, there's happening things.
We got
There's
the
It's
not a rave every night in Cleveland.
No,
We got the
well,
Cleveland Cinematheque
Weekends,
right down the
yes.
street from us.
Cleveland Cinematheque.
West
Love the
Sixth Street,
Cinematheque.
yes. I
Love
live
the
downtown.
Cinematheque.
I'm aware of other raves.
So wheat beer, what do we? What's our
I do like wheat beers,
wheat
though.
beer?
Yeah.
It's like wheat beers.
I prefer Market Gardens,
I don't know.
Prosperity.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's still fine.
That's a good one.
Martin Garden's one of the places we need to
And
visit.
now there's
beers
class. They have those UFO wheat beers.
I can't tell the difference.
And now there's class. They have those UFO wheat beers.
Yeah.
I love those. That's my. I often drink those.
So you can do a wheat beer besides just the porters.
Yeah. I just don't want the hoppy sour.
What about, have you had those? We had those. What are they called? The oh, help me, Rich. The beers that are that are from Belgium, that are
Session beers?
Farmhouse.
Saison?
Saison.
Have you tried any of those?
Monk beers?
Yeah, I'm not sure I've tried those.
Like flowery, they have what I call flowery taste. Chicks flower like flowers.
Yeah. Have you, so those are interesting. I'm not a big fan of the ones we tried over the last few
Few
months.
of them. There was one Farmhouse 54 or something.
I remember that one, and I like that
That was
one.
kind of nice. They're nice, you know. It's
But they're
kinda-
different. Every one of those
It's like
farmhouse
it's
ones are a little different.
perfumey, so the flavor
Really?
really kind of sticks with you. So you gotta be a little careful.
But most of the wheat beers, I'm not a fan. I don't know. I think we talked
They're
about it.
disgusting.
Yeah, they kind of like I don't know what it's
I
soapy,
wouldn't go that far,
soapy
but-
taste. Maybe,
Not if they got orange in
did.
them.
but having the little extra orange peel.
And it was just really fresh and really crisp, and that restaurant really nailed
We'll
it.
get an update on that. So, cheers.
Cheers.
What's our last beer?
Happy trails.
The last beer.
Do we know what? So we had a fest beer, a wheat
Boy,
beer.
I gotta do this again with you
We
guys
had the
soon.
foggy beer.
Do you do it here all the time?
When's the
or-
next
This is
meeting?
the
We-
fog- this
we-
is
we
my
go different
foggy.
breweries.
No, the foggy IPA.
I know, well,
what
this
else?
one's good
What's the
'cause it's
last
close.
one?
Yeah.
Fest wheat foggy. What was the final
Fast
beer?
Wheat Foggy and
Some beer show this turned out to be.
Tell me about it. I keep on
beer.
losing frames because
Show.
Wi-Fi is awful out here apparently.
What was the
Ah.
last one? Fest wheat foggy and what?
Let me see it. I might be able to figure it out from there.
Fast Wheat Foggy. What's the last one?
We should break these down. That's why we usually edit this show.
Well, that's what
Is because
Rich
we
said. Rich gave
figure
us
this
the
out.
Freaking
So
great.
see, and this is how a live from Cleveland beer show goes.
And
That's
he
right.
was emptying some beer in the John. In
Yeah.
the urinal.
Beer is good food.
I
Yeah, I'll agree
generally
with that
don't know
here.
what we got. It's a mystery.
So here's
Oh,
To the
it's a
mystery.
We don't know.
so
Okay.
I think
And
The
we might
challenge
not even be
tonight-
drinking
Let's
the
try to
same
figure
beer
out
at the
what
same
we
time.
got.
What it is.
To
Not
me, I'm
knowing
not drinking the
anything.
same beer as
Not
you.
at all.
To total ignorance.
Let's have our
What does
waitress
yours look
come in.
like?
Well, this,
here's
I don't think it is.
Might
I
be.
think ours are the three of us.
I know what I drink.
I have a
Yeah,
different
the right
beer.
What is it? I don't know.
you get
White
the
beer?
fog. You have the
You
fog.
said mine's not this one.
The three of ours are the same. His is not. Chris's is all
Chris is
different.
off
Spell it.
rails. He's on it on
So
the
let's try
red
to
line.
pick out
I'm
what
on
beer
Hot
it
Rails
is,
to
and
hell.
We'll see if the waitress tells us who's right.
Are we
Say
going
what?
to
Hot
hell?
Rails to hell, baby.
Are we going to hell?
Hot rails.
When?
Yeah, that's right.
When?
Right
What
now,
does pog
we are.
mean?
We
Okay.
have-
Pog means something
Where is it?
sexual. P-O-G.
Pog?
Pog.
No, it doesn't.
It totally does.
Where?
Pog. They're kind of pog beer
A
here.
fog is like a piece of, like a little disc.
Piece of food.
Dude,
Huh?
get with it, man. Get with it.
We're just not hip enough. Well, here's to Rich Lowe and 37 years on the Cleveland radio airwaves. Now
Here,
it doesn't
here.
get better than that.
Yeah, it
Rich
doesn't.
Low.
Going out
Rich
on-
Low.
13 years
out.
long I've been
Pick
alive.
up Rich Low.
It's
Freaking
amazing.
end of an
Hey,
era
God,
right now.
Rich.
Thanks.
I hate to say that, but
Friday nights, man.
I'm
You're
supposed
not
to-
gonna be
Three
the
words
same.
where I love you. I don't know.
End of an era right there. As opposed to when
I
Joe
almost
left, it was
cried.
the end of an era.
All right.
I
If
didn't
I
cry.
was,
That's right. 13 years old, I've been
if I was
alive.
standing
Not
next
on
to
the
you,
air.
No, same
I
with
might
me.
have broken.
Told you, I AP'd in the fall of
I was standing
'82.
next to you.
wasn't the thought in 82.
Your parents were barely, not even
I do.
puberty.
Like, I think radio
Yeah,
is a very
the big
personal
that's fair.
thing. Radio
It
is
is.
a very personal thing.
Radio
Yes.
is like,
Take care,
Chris
Dennis.
has
Good night,
said
Dennis.
remembers my
Good
nighttime show.
but you know, you're right, Rich, because radio is a one-on-one relationship.
It is.
Think
Very
about
much
it.
so.
When you're in the car, you listen to radio. If somebody else is in the car with you,
Yeah,
you're talking to them.
yeah. You're with one other
Unless-
person.
Unless you're driving like hours cross country. Then everybody shuts up because they don't have anything else to say, and then the music comes in. Right? And I think every programmer at WRUW has that quality that they're talking to you,
Yeah.
each and every one of you, individually, and they're playing songs for you. And it could be blues or reggae or hip hop or
I got mine. I know
They've
which one
decided
I'm
that they want to have a
I'm not
relationship
telling.
with
I'm
you.
gonna write it on paper.
And
And
it's
you know what?
very intimate.
our
Yeah,
listeners.
anybody
But when
pen?
they call, I don't necessarily want to answer the phone.
Anybody got a pen?
So it's still different.
So the way I look like,
You don't love them as much as Rich loves his audience.
we all like this is
What are you
music we like to
talking
listen
about? This
to.
guy
We
doesn't
want
like
to
the phone
share it
either.
with you.
Yes.
Oh, I never answer the phone.
Yeah,
I
hell no.
I went the last 13 years not answering the phone.
I don't want to hear
What?
about Kevin
Just
is in
because-
his basement at his mom's house
Yeah.
with his girlfriend, and they're listening to the jams and they're getting high. Do you ever get that guy?
Kind of
Kevin?
jealous.
Yeah, I love that guy. I give him a
But
Cinematheque
I've
ticket.
been on the phone. I've been on the phone.
I love
with my
that guy.
Show 2 hours. I was on the phone the entire time. Call, and it just got crazy, man.
Did you ever
enjoy a show.
I love getting
did
calls.
Carl ever call your show?
I'm trying to give away like
Hunt.
4 tickets,
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
or 5
of
tickets
course.
now.
Yeah, well then,
No
you know, if
calls.
Carl calls your
never
show,
wanted
then you
calls.
talk to him.
Now,
for
see,
a while.
Yeah,
on the other
Well,
hand,
Carl, hold on.
No,
I
no,
gotta-
I
I
like
gotta
taking
do
calls, and it's just the
Interviewer.
opposite. If I have like tickets, you know, if there's times like, hey, give me a call, make a request, phone line's dead. Hey, here's
Okay,
the
I
tickets
have-
for
Do you remember what years we got?
It's right on
Do
here.
you remember them?
Sometimes
We
no,
got
these,
the last one.
no, these are mine.
So, before you say anything,
Here's our host.
okay, so we had the fest, what I call the fest beer, I mean the wheat beer, and we had the hazy or something,
The Belchant.
and there's one that you gave us that's not in those 3. Don't say it yet. So fest, wheat, hazy. I think I know which one it is. Should I write these down or whisper?
Go for it. I
It's a
generally
secret
don't.
answer.
Do you know which one?
I have no
Secret.
idea.
Do you have any idea? Chris is gone.
Like-
he
I'm
ain't
gonna say it's
count.
the white.
It,
the
it,
white.
it- it's Bruno.
Here you go.
I'll
I
say
don't
the
know what-
White, the
Where's
white-
mine?
white
I don't even
chocolate,
know.
White, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
The white.
Yeah, for
whatever.
10 bucks.
I gotta leave sometime.
Yes.
Yes, you're correct.
Ah! Got it. Do it.
You're right.
Yeah.
When you said white, I knew it was it because I remember hearing white beer.
Which beer?
Because you offered that
Which
to
beer?
me before to drink.
I
didn't
think-
take it.
I think we're good for here. We might go inside.
I'm done. I'm gonna leave.
You're
Thank
done.
you everybody for showing
Yeah.
up. Maybe we'll
We're good for
watch
here.
it,
We'll go
maybe
inside
you'll see
and
it.
close it out.
You need money? Okay, good.
Okay.
Do you need money?
I'm gonna close out in just a second. So let's say goodbye to
Let's say
everybody.
goodbye.
Somebody
I'm
needs
Filthy
money.
Rich.
I'm Isaac. I have
I'm Rich
Skinny
Lowe.
Jeans.
Here's the man of the hour right
Yeah.
here. Rich,
Right here,
one more
Rich
time,
Lowe.
Rich Lowe.
Rich Lowe,
on his
thank you for
retirement,
Rich Lowe.
Thank you.
ending on
Like,
top.
God,
30
God bless you.
Yeah, well, I'm
Seven.
still young.
Happy-
and I-
happy
Going out on
trails to
top,
you.
he's pulling a
Yeah.
Michael Jordan,
And this
retiring
is-
at the top of his game.
This has been the
Wait for
the-
the book. Lloyd Gailey, the Matador, pioneer of Jamaican music.
You are writing a
Rich
book,
Lowe.
aren't you?
It's done. It's done. I'm waiting.
Really?
For it to
audiobook
get
too.
out.
Like, I'll take 10
Audiobook?
copies.
Yeah.
audiobook
I'm waiting
too.
for it.
Telethon for next year. We're selling it.
Yeah,
Are you,
total
are you getting into
premium.
Mento?
Total
Audiobook
premium.
It's going to be digital.
A
It's gonna
signed
be print,
premium.
but it's not
That'd be
audio
awesome.
Unless somebody sits down in front of a microphone and reads it. How long would it take to? I always think, how long would it take to read a 350-page book?
A long time.
A long time,
Right.
like hours. Yeah.
That's blind blind people can't read.
I know.
And-
I once made a tape of the Everly Brothers through WRUW for a blind guy that lived in one of the high rises by Case because he was blind and there was no internet at the time and he wanted to listen to Everly Brothers. So I made a tape and delivered it to his apartment.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I remember Penny, the blind lady, used to call Jim Zabo every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be
Yeah.
after Jim Zabo, and Penny
there's
would be a
actually-
regular WRW listener. She was blind. And she
Here's some little bit of inside baseball. The what do they call the
Inside baseball.
the little bit of the Ohio Broadcasting Company, whatever they call themselves, that are supposed to train people for broadcasting. Those people, the people that come from there, think they're going to work for a big radio station like WMS or something. They wind up doing these voiceovers. They will go and read today's newspaper.
Oh wow.
And people subscribe to that, and they rely on those people talking to them what's in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big, big important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking
So,
of blind people and stuff, Claude Rains never was able to have good health and good health care because you go to the doctor and the receptionist would say, the invisible man is here, doctor. Doctor said, tell him I can't see him now.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh,
I think
wait a
that's
second,
that is a close.
no.
Let's okay.
That's
Good night,
disrespectful.
folks. Johnny Scholar,
I'm like,
Beer
oh,
Show,
what is this?
Okay.
Rich Low lives, Light of
Okay.
the Living Dread.
Okay, let's close it out. Rich Low, Chris at 3 Left Turns, 50 Rich, Isaac, Neil, and
Neil, and I want to come back and do
Joe.
this again.